Hi, it's Nick. This is going to be a dive demo of the Citizen Aqualand 20th Anniversary Dive Watch. I've just immersed the watch in water in a special rig, so you're seeing the current time and the first ready screen. When you go below 2 feet of water, you get the second ready screen, and there it is with the arrow. And it shows you that you're ready to descend, and it also shows you the start time of your dive, which is 2:30 in this case. So then the hand's 0, the large orange hand will show you elapsed minutes, and the small orange hand will show you the depth. So you can see here we're starting to dive 19-20 feet. You can see that also that the display has a 1 in the black box there in the upper left hand corner. That's showing that this is the display 1 of the depth measurement screen, which is showing you your current time, 2:30, and your current depth, 15 feet. If you hit the upper left-hand button, you'll get the second display screen, which would give you water temperature, your elapsed time of your dive, and your maximum depth. And basically what I did was I just took a soda bottle and hooked up a bicycle pump to it to simulate, to pressurize it and simulate water pressure in a dive. So that's basically what I'm doing, is just pumping this bottle full of air. You'll hear 2 alarms throughout the course of this video. One is the ascent rate alarm, which tells you that you're ascending too quickly, and when I let air out of the bottle, you'll see that. And the second is the depth alarm, which I've set for 60 feet. So there, we just hit 60 feet, 62. So you see the depth alarm just hitting there. And that's got a different tone, which you can hear from the ascent rate alarm, which is happening now. There's the ascent rate telling us to slow down. We're ascending too quickly. So those are the 2 alarms you'll hear. Okay, right in here as we get again to 60 feet, you'll hear the depth alarm go off. 67, 66. And you can cancel that by hitting, I believe it's the upper right-hand button. But yeah, and then here's the ascent rate alarm again. And so now we start, I think we're going to begin our descent now. I'm going to let air out of the bottle slowly to try to simulate a real ascent. And what I think I'm noticing is that the little orange hand that shows the depth is recording the maximum depth, and then the display screen is showing you the current depth, because it doesn't look like the little orange hand is going to move as we ascend. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Showing 49 feet, 48, and the small hand is still showing us above 60. And again, we're hitting the ascent rate alarm here. Current time 2:36, and you can see that the elapsed time is also, the big orange hand is showing the elapsed time, which is now 6 minutes or so into the dive. 40 feet, 39, there's the ascent alarm. Small hand still above 60 feet. So I believe that's going to show maximum depth. 32 feet. It's really hard to let the air out of this thing slowly enough to simulate a real dive. You can see we're hitting the ascent rate alarm there continually. Okay, I'm going to speed things up here for the rest of the ascent. You can see the depth gauge on the orange hand is still showing over 60 feet, so maximum depth, and we hit the ascent rate alarm a couple times as we head back to 0. Okay, this is the rig I built, and you can see me taking the watch out of there. So what you'll see here is what the watch looks like when you return to the surface. It'll be in something that I'm calling shallow water mode, where it's sort of still in dive mode, but it's just telling you that the depth is 0. And also I'll show you the second display screen in the depth measuring mode here in a second. So there you see current time, 0 depth, and then elapsed time on the large orange hand, and the max depth on the small orange hand. And on the second screen, we just flashed it there. Water temperature, elapsed time, and maximum depth. Okay, then to take the watch from dive mode to surface mode, you hit the lower left-hand button for 2 seconds. And there it goes into surface mode. It's saying we've been at the surface for 0 hours and 2 minutes, and the maximum depth we achieved was 50 feet. And this is from another test that I did with the watch. So there's maximum depth 50 feet. If we hit the upper left-hand button, we'll get the second display screen, and that will show us what our elapsed dive time was. So on this test, the elapsed dive time was 2 minutes and 45 seconds. There you can see it. And it still shows you that you've been at the surface for 2 minutes. And switch it back, there it is. And surface mode will remain in effect for 24 hours after your dive. Okay, now if we click through from surface mode to the dive logs, we'll see our last dive there, which is log number 4 on August 9th, LAX, daylight savings time. Dive start time was 3:43. Depth was 50 feet, water temperature 89 degrees, and dive time was 2 minutes and, what was it, 45 seconds? Yeah, 2 minutes and 45 seconds. So that's the log. So now when you go back to the home screen, which is the day-date screen, you can see that you're still in surface mode by the icon there in the lower right-hand corner of the display. And the watch will stay in surface mode for 24 hours and basically tell you the elapsed time since you surfaced. Now it's 3 minutes have elapsed since we surfaced from our dive. So there you go. That is a demo of the Citizen Aquadrive 20th Anniversary Aqualand Dive Watch, a demo of the dive mode. So I hope you enjoyed that. I think it's kind of neat to see how that stuff actually works. So yeah, until next time, take care. Thanks.